Hello, everyone. Welcome to Cookie Decorating Live with Hani and friends. Thank you for joining me today. Those of you who don't know me, I'm Hani, founder of hanielas.com. I'm also your host today. So welcome to today's free cookie decorating lesson. As I mentioned, I'm founder of hanielas.com. It's my food blog where I share sweet and savory recipes along with plethora of cookie decorating tutorials. And I also share my work here on my YouTube channel. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, do so now so you don't miss any more updates and new tutorials. I also share my work on social media, across the social media on Instagram, and where else? Pinterest, and of course YouTube. Unfortunately, Facebook hasn't been sorted out since the hack back in November. And for those of you who are interested in more exclusive tutorials, you can find those in my subscription group on Patreon, Haniela's Cookie Club. So welcome everyone. How is it going, guys? Let's see who is here today. I saw Byron earlier. I'm gonna go in the comment section. Hello, Byron. Hello, hello. Thank you so much. I hope you are doing well. I think many of you guys, I know northeast of United States have been hit really hard with the snowstorm. So I don't know, Byron, I think you have mentioned before that you are, I think, if I remember correctly, Massachusetts. So I hope everybody who was in the path of this violent storm is staying safe and warm. Hello, Heather. How is it going? Cloud and Chili from Chattanooga. Hello, hello. Hello, Cookie Baker. Yes, same here. I cannot believe it that we are nearly in March. It's crazy to think about that, but I think many of you are probably excited because it means warmer temperatures. Hello, June. How is it going? Hi, Jeremy. Hi, Sally. Jeremy is very tired of snow. I ran my snowblower more this year than in the last. Oh, wow. Yeah, did you get hit hard this time? I know I've seen some footage from Massachusetts, and I honestly thought it was AI. So I went into the comment section, and there was somebody who was saying, "Oh no, this is not AI. I actually live here," and it's been really devastating for so many communities. So today, guys, I have some exciting news, and this tutorial, it's really fun to make, so I hope you will enjoy it. It's geared for St. Patrick's Day that is coming in a few weeks, and we're going to do fun watercolor technique that I think you're going to love. I'm going to show you two ways of achieving rainbow watercolor anyway, and we're going to use a couple of fancy tools, so I'll show you those. I also wanted to mention, as always, I prepared this is a live stream newsletter. This is a separate newsletter from my weekly newsletter. Now, many of you have probably noticed that I've been sending a cookie decorating newsletter more frequently. I'm going to try and keep up with it to bring you the best possible tutorials and sneak peeks and inspiration. So in this newsletter, I'm going to grab a link. Oh, I didn't bring the link in here. So it's actually in the description box, the link to this newsletter. And those of you who are subscribed to Haniela's Cookie Decorating newsletter, that's an official newsletter. You have already received this as part of the reminder, a live stream reminder, along with a free Shamrock transfer sheet. So check your emails, those of you who are subscribed. And also, this is just a reminder, you can always subscribe to the newsletter, Cookie Decorating newsletter. Link is in the description box. And I often send free perks to subscribers and also exclusive sale opportunities. All right, so in the newsletter here, you can find all the tools that I used, and they're linked to my Amazon shop. I also recently released a brand new Easter bundle in my digital shop. I hate to do that. I'm gonna have to, let's see if you can bear with me. I'm going to, just for a moment, so I grab the links for these I hope I don't, let's see if I can do that from here. Hopefully it won't interfere with too much, because I wanted to share those with you so you guys can check them out right away. Okay. QR code that you see on the screen in the upper right corner, when you scan it, it will take you to my blog. And so, all right, so here's the newsletter. I just wanted to put that in there. Okay, I think I got it. So I'll put it in the comment section here. All right. So this is the official newsletter, and part of this newsletter, it's a reminder. It also lets you know about my new uploads, new tutorials, inspirational tutorials, and sneak peeks, and so on. All right. So I wanted to tell you that. And also, those of you who are looking for some St. Patrick's ideas, I have a bunch of these on my blog. Leprechaun, rainbow cupcakes, also a beer bottle or beer glass that can be used for so many different other drinks. And here are the, these are the transfer sheets that you can use to make variety of Easter projects. And also a reminder, those of you who are new to the live stream, recently I released my first ebook. In this ebook, you can also find, I think, 12 or more recipes. I can remember, let's see. Anyway, these recipes are geared for cutout cookies. So if you are struggling with your cutout cookie game, you can check out the ebook. Link to the ebook is also in the description box. All right. So I think now we can get to the tutorial. Who is ready? Oh, I know you would love the beer. Thank you, June. So I'm going to actually pause the comments from appearing on a screen. I will still see the comments. I just find that sometimes it can interfere with how you guys can view the video, unless you tell me, okay, let's try it, and you tell me if you can see it okay. So we're gonna start. This tutorial works on any shape, but I've decided to use this lovely rectangular shape. And I'm using 15-second consistency icing here. So do you guys see okay with the comments showing up on the screen? Let me know. And we're just going to fill this, and then I'm going to let it dry completely, because for this watercolor technique to work, your icing, your base needs to be completely dry. And I'm starting with white because we're adding color onto this. So there's no need to color it. We're going to use edible paints that can be easily made at home with gel colors, or you can also use dry powder to make the edible paint. June loves beer, guys. You know what, I have to say, I don't know, do you guys like beer? I'm not a beer person. I'm more a wine person, although I don't really drink that much. These days, I'm more like a green tea person. So if you see any air bubbles, it's ideal that you pop them now as soon as you flat the cookie, and then set it aside and let it dry overnight. 8 to 12 hours is good. And then we can work on the watercolor. So I'm going to remove this screen. And here are my edible paints that I've made a while back. So what I do here, I use concentrated gel color, and I use Everclear. And I basically let the alcohol kind of macerate in the paint overnight, and then I strain it through a fine mesh strainer, and I store it in these bottles. Over time, if you keep it there for 2 years, it will dry out. So then you just have to reconstitute it with more alcohol, give it a couple hours to bring the color to life. Now I'm going to be using this 6-cavity paint tray palette. So I'm depositing all the colors, 6 colors of rainbow, starting with red. I used claret actually to make the red. So claret, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. So Sally does love, she loves non-alcoholic beer, and Jeremy likes beer if it's dark as my shoes. I wear what? I only like beer. I only like beer if it's as dark as my shoes. I wear black shoes. June actually loves wine, but I love the beer cookie. Oh. My drug of choice is caffeine of chaos. All right. So here in these little saucers, I have put clear alcohol just in case if I need, or maybe you don't have the tool that I'm going to be showing you. So you might need to have this on hand. Just keep in mind, Everclear is going to evaporate very quickly. You can also use clear vodka. Same, it will evaporate fairly quickly. Here I've got my paintbrushes on a clean kitchen towel. Never mind the stains. This is okay. I'm gonna wash it, and I don't really mind that there are stains. The goal here is to keep things organized and keep things from getting stained. So I don't want my surface to get stained like my table. So I rather have my tablecloth all kind of like colorful and stained than my table. And I'm using this is a filbert paintbrush. It doesn't really matter, I think, for this project, but I have so many of these. It's a 1/4 inch filbert. It also works really well for brush embroidery. And I'm starting with red. So you can see, because I'm going to be using all of these paintbrushes, right? So I want to make sure that every time I grab the correct one, so I have them in order of rainbow colors that they go: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and I have a tiny little liner brush there on the left side. That's to pick up some small amount of Everclear, so I can drop it on the cookie if needed. That's just there for that. And then once you pick it up, I'll make sure that you return it in the same spot so you don't accidentally mix the colors as you are working on this project. And so that's the small one, super tiny one. So I can really control where I'm adding the extra liquid. Now here's my palette. You can see I've got all the colors in there. Now, sometimes what can happen when you're working on a project with these alcohol-based colors, alcohol will evaporate, so the paint gets thicker. Hi, Karen, how is it going? And here is my handy little watercolor paintbrush. You can see it has a little dispenser there where you can put the alcohol. Unfortunately, it doesn't, if you keep it in there for weeks and weeks, it will evaporate because it's not completely tight. It is tight, but it's not so tight that it will keep the alcohol there forever. And so you can use this for this project. If you don't have this, you're gonna have to deposit alcohol onto the cookie in a different way using a paintbrush without a dispenser. So these are really great to have on hand. All right, so that's one thing I wanted to mention. And also, Karen is driving 10 hours from New York to North Carolina. Happy to be able to finally catch a live. Nice to see you. Drive safely. All right, so I wanted to also show you this bit. So this is when the color kind of partially dries out. You can reconstitute it with a little bit of alcohol. I'm just pressing the dispenser and it lets the liquid come out. Now, I have not tried this technique with water. I know many of you are probably concerned about that, but don't worry, alcohol evaporates and there's no like alcohol residue on the cookie. And this is how you can fill it. So I've got a tiny little, I think this is Jim Beam bottle filled with clear, like I said, you can use Everclear or vodka. And then we are ready to use it for our project. If you have any questions, just pop them in the comment section. All right, so here we go. Again, a reminder for those of you who are watching the replay, check the description box under the video for all the links, and also for the free live stream newsletter, the ebook, and all the good stuff. Moonshine. Moonshine, I think Tennessee is very well known for moonshine, right? All right, let's see if I can, here we go. So let's remove this one on the screen, and I'm gonna bring in this one. So here, the idea is we're going to apply a thin layer of clear liquid onto the cookie, and then we're going to gradually add all our colors. And then I'm going to use a really fun tool. This is called, it's actually, I had to look it up, air blower duster. This is designed for this particular one, the one I had. It's actually for lenses, for my equipment, for my cameras. It removes dust from the lens, but it can also be used in cookie decorating, a handy little tool if you wanted to remove excess petal dust or sprinkles. And also in this case, we're going to use it to create a really unique watercolor pattern on our cookies. Maybe you've seen alcohol art on Instagram or on social media where they pour paint on like ceramic, and then they come in with a heat gun and they create the most incredible designs like roses and different things. Then they embellish it with gold. So it's really beautiful. And in the same way, we're going to use this air blower duster. It's also listed in a newsletter if you wanted to get it. It's really handy. It's more powerful than the decorating bottle. I think I have a decorating bottle somewhere here, but it's much nicer to work with. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to apply, I'm going to show you two ways. Oh, actually, yeah, three ways, but like with the watercolor pen, two ways, adding the color one by one. That's what I'm going to do now. If you add too much alcohol, it's going to sit there for a little bit. So you can also amend it by letting in a tissue paper, just get in the corner, and it will absorb it right up. If you add too much, it will evaporate, but it might take a while if you overdo it. And then you can continue. So what I'm doing here, I'm kind of moving. It's really fun technique, I have to say. It's so fun. I'm moving the color with my air blower duster. And now we're going to add orange. So what I'm doing, I'm lightly squeezing the dispenser, adding some clear liquid onto the icing, and then you can add your other color. So we're starting again with red. In this case, I didn't use the red, I used Claret by Progel, because I just love that color so much. And now we can do yellow. What you can also do, you can wait a couple of seconds and then use the duster. So you want to kind of divide it, like, so you see I came to about half of the cookie, and now we can start with those darker colors, starting with green and then blue and purple. Okay. So yeah, no blowing on the cookie. It's a big no. So you can use this tool, and it's a really great tool. I've had it here for my lenses, but it never really occurred to me that I can use it on cookies, and it's just so handy. So guys, have you tried this particular technique with this tool, with the air duster? So now we're gonna do the green. And this could be, of course, done also with just a single color. You can just change the intensity of the color that you're applying, and it's going to be beautiful. Just keep in mind, in this case, you can also control how Can you hear it? I'll just, by the puffing, you see, like if you press it all the way, but then you can also control that it's not so strong. It's not coming out as with such a with so much power. So depending on where you're trying, what you're trying to do. If you're just trying to move the color a little bit, you want to give it just a slight squeeze. You don't want to press it all the way down. All right. So it's starting to look like a rainbow now. So we have 2 more colors to go. If you need to fill some areas, again, use a small paintbrush so you don't overdo it with the large watercolor paintbrush, because they do come in different sizes. And in a newsletter, I provide a link to 3 different sizes, so you can get that set. And you have a really fine liner paintbrush that comes with this watercolor paintbrush. I only have one in one size. So I might have to check out different sizes if I need to do more detailed work. And now we can add purple. And after you're done with the rainbow, we're not done yet, because I want to introduce some sparkle to this design. I'm going to be doing this for St. Patrick's Day, so it just makes sense to add some gold to this. So we're going to be using gold luster dust. I've seen pictures of cookies with watercolor effect, always wondered how it was done. I will show you another technique that I've seen. I have not seen this done on cookies, actually. I've done a tutorial on it last year, but a tutorial that I've seen and I've tried myself on with watercolor, it's slightly different. So I'll show you what that looks like, and also some differences of the finished design, and you can see which one you prefer. This one is a little more involved, doing one color at a time, but you can also do more colors at a time. You can do 3 colors at a time, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. And here is my gold. I love this stuff. I think I told you that many times. So this is the gold luster dust in a spray pump, and I love it for that reason, because of course you can use it on wet icing, but in this case, our watercolor is still slightly tacky, so it's going to stick to it. And for the splatter, I'm using ready-to-use metallic edible paint. I believe this was champagne or glorious, glamorous gold, I think. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just run my scribe tool through the bristles, and that's going to kind of launch that color to come from the bristles, and it's going to come onto the icing. Just make sure that you protect your work surface around you. If you have some freshly iced cookies around you, just make sure that you kind of protect them somehow or move them to a different location, because it can launch as far, as a yard or something. So you don't want to kind of mess up those beautiful cookies. All right, so I'm going to remove this screen, and then this is a 2-step. So this one is quicker. So what we're going to do, I'm going to apply on half of the cookie my liquid, my alcohol. And then I'm going to do all 3 colors, red, or red, orange, and yellow, all at the same time. And it's much faster. So you work at your own pace and decide which technique or method works for you. And then you follow the same thing with the air duster. You move the color, just like I said, test it first and see the strength of the duster you have, so you don't accidentally mix all the colors. Or I don't know, I haven't tried it with anything that was battery operated, but I know we have a USB thing to clean the keyboard, and it's very powerful. So I don't know if I would use that. And then you continue with the dark colors. So I'm just gonna speed that up so you can see. And then I wanted to show you this bit. So we're going to add the gold luster dust like we did before. And then with the splatter that we created, in this one, I've decided to use this tool to also kind of what I would say, flatten the splatter. You can work with the splatter because it's not dry yet. And then right after, you can come in and you can introduce some powerful air, and it's going to flatten it and create like a really unique shapes. You can see it's happening right now. And I just love that it kind of flows with the whole watercolor pattern. It's not just sitting there, so it blends nicely in. So those are the two ways. You can do color by color, or you can do it 3 colors like I did, whatever you are comfortable with, and how, depending on also how fast you are working. All right, so that's for this one. And then this is the color, this is the watercolor that maybe most of you are familiar with. So I'm starting with a food wrap, or you can use a food safe plastic from a Ziploc bag. I just use the food wrap. What I'm gonna do, I'm going to apply my colors onto the food wrap, adding the clear alcohol first, just a little bit. You don't have to add too much, but just a little bit. And then we're going to add our colors on there as well with the paintbrush. And then we're going to turn it over, and I'm going to apply it onto the icing. Now, again, this can be done with multiple colors, or you can use one color, just maybe different hues or something like that. Or so yellow, and now we're going to do green. When it comes to green, this is not a traditional leaf green. I believe this is more like a tealish green, but I really like the look. So don't be too hung up on the correct colors. I know some people go a little, what's the word? I'm not trying to be rude, but like, some people really are like want to police you about the rainbow colors. Like, you miss this color, you miss that color. So just, even if you do 3 colors, it's perfectly fine. So now I'm just going to give it a light tap, and then we can remove it. But you'll see it doesn't look the same as the one we did before. So just use your air duster to move the fluid areas, and then you can follow with the same technique, adding the gold luster dust and adding the splatter. Again, for the splatter, I actually used readily available metallic paint. It's fully edible. They come in different gold shades. I believe that was a champagne, and I have 2 others. I can't remember the names. I think it was a glamorous. So, and champagne. So you can see here, let me pause this for a second, what it looks like. The one on the left is the one that it's more controlled, because we are applying paint directly on the cookie. The one on the right, although it looks a little messy, once you kind of put it together, it does have its charm, I have to say. That one is done with the food wrap method. Obsessive, yes. Thank you, Heather. Some people are really obsessive with their rainbows. Just like with snowflakes, I would get a message. Snowflake has 8 or 6, or I don't know how many arms. It's like, does it really matter? It's not, life really doesn't depend on it. So we can move on and do the gold luster dust. What I like about the pump also, because sometimes it doesn't give you an even coverage. And for this, I actually like it because it looks like sunburst, when you add it. So it's like a burst of color in one area, and then it kind of like disperses itself. All right, so okay, so now what we're gonna do, and this is that, oh, I almost forgot. I'm so obsessed with this project. I almost forgot we did an icing break. So welcome to Icing Break. Those of you who are new to the live stream, Icing Break is for you guys. I want to showcase your work. So if you have made decorated cookies inspired by my tutorials or other tutorials, you're more than welcome to send them to me, and I will be happy to share them with our audience. These are from Sally. Sally is a prolific baker. She is an incredible human. She donates all of her bakes to beautiful charities in her local town. And I love this technique, by the way, Sally. And these are, oh, I wish I could pause this. I love your fire horse cookie. It just blew my mind. It's brilliant. These are some adorable golf cookies, and Sally is known for making chocolate-covered Oreos. So you've seen those, and these are absolutely incredible. Such a special treat for a little boy turning 2. So thank you for sending these. And those of you who are members of Patreon, you might recognize the Freestyle Lace cookie that was part of last month, or was it this month? No, it was this month, February. I forget. The time is just flying. We're at the end, and it's crazy. Do you feel like that you don't know what day it is? Yes. Oh gosh, that would be. I think this would be really fun for the the turquoise jewelry. I might try that with this technique. That might be really nice to add some gold in there. I love that idea, June. Icing break, Aka's stuff, Sally. This afternoon. Yeah, sometimes I feel like that because Sally, she does so many things, and she does it so effortlessly. Yes, like Benny's absolutely. I couldn't agree more. I love that horse so much. So thank you, Sally. And now back to the tutorial. So I'm going to show you how to make these royal icing shamrocks. When making these and holding the tipless piping bag, I prefer to use the piping bag in a fashion where the seam is facing the palm of my hand. And I'm using icing that is a soft piping consistency or something like that. It shouldn't hold the peak, yet when you squeeze it into onto a cookie, it's not going to blend itself on its own. It's not going to come together, heal. You have to wiggle it a little bit. So you'll be able to, if you use this consistency, you'll be able to basically make 3 hearts and then just wiggle the middle to heal it, and it's going to heal on its own. These are printed on regular copy paper, and I put them in a transparent protector sheet, and they are secured on plexiglass, pretty rigid plexiglass, so they're really easy to move around. And I just use, ideally, if you have a masking tape or something like that, that will work, or any kind of tape, little piece to secure it onto the plexiglass. And you can make these in a variety of sizes. As I mentioned here earlier, those of you who are subscribed to Haniela's cookie decorating newsletter, the official newsletter, check your latest email. That's the reminder about the live stream. It includes the newsletter with all the tools that you need for the project, including this handy tool and also the watercolor pen. And it also includes free Shamrock transfer sheets. There are 3 different sizes there, so you guys can use these for your upcoming projects for St. Patrick's Day next month. And these will have to dry, I'd say 8 to 12 hours. Ideally, once I make transfers, I try not to mess with them. I just leave them be, because sometimes if you move them too much, you can have hairline cracks can form in royal icing. So just let them be, and after sufficient time they will be dry, and you can easily remove them from the acetate like so. You can also dust these with some gold luster dust. This one was dusted, and then we can use them on the cookie. So I'm using these to embellish my design to make it more St. Patrick's Day, and these are going to be balloons. So we are adding 3 of these, and to make sure that I add the string correctly, I'm going to use a scribe tool and lightly scratch the surface just so I can see the line and I can pipe it on top of it. I don't have to second guess myself, and it also avoids a mistake. Everybody's loving Sally's cookies. And to make the string, I initially wanted to use black marker, but then I steered away because royal icing looked like a better choice. My line is very thin here. You can make it thicker if you're struggling with piping such thin lines. And use about piping consistency icing for this step so the line doesn't go flat, it doesn't spread too much. If you are struggling still with royal icing consistencies, it can be difficult to get it right. And even myself, sometimes I will make a mistake. Check out my ultimate guide to royal icing consistencies here on my YouTube channel, Hanielas, or it's also available in a picture form on my blog, where I guide you through the process of thinning the icing, and I also provide useful tips on how to use different consistencies for different cookie decorating projects. So now we're just going to glue these on there with a little bit of icing. Okay, thanks, Jeremy. All right, so that's how you can make these watercolor rainbow cookies for St. Patrick's Day. Another thing that if you're gonna do these, okay, Jeremy, when you're gonna do these? I had this idea in my head that the long string could say lucky or something. I don't know, something Irish. Like we have, like for the Valentine's Day, I'm sure you've seen a string that reads love or something like that, or kiss, and then it goes up all the way to the balloon. So I think wording lucky would be really nice to have there, or Irish or something like that. So let's have a look. I am going to move this. All right, so I'm here, guys. So thank you for sticking with me. I also wanted to show you a few things. Last week, and I think in the beginning of this week, I sent you. Last week, I sent you this brush embroidery tulip cookies. These guys are from 2012. So these are pretty old, and this was when I started to work with brush embroidery. So you can see it's pretty rough around the edges, but I still love these because I like this kind of like a free form. And then I send you another email if you wanted to continue improving your brush embroidery, and I send you these cookies, ballerina tutu cookies. And you can see here brush embroidery is more defined and also more refined, right? And so here they are side by side. So I just want to remind you that when you're starting out, try not to compare yourself to somebody who's been doing it for 20 years. Just compare yourself to yourself, So that's one thing that I would really like to say, because comparison is really a thief of joy. And I would hate for you to compare yourself, so it doesn't kind of hinder you from continuing with decorating. And I have to say, I still love the tulip cookies, although I'm so tempted to do them again for Mother's Day to make the brush embroidery again on this design. And I might do that, but I really like them the way they are. And although, you know, they could use some improvement when I look at them now, but at the time I thought they were fabulous, and I still like them. Yes to the string work. Yes to the string work words. Yes. Jeremy wants to do a spring set, and the watercolor part of this might actually work, or at least something close to it. That would be awesome. You don't have to do rainbow colors. That's the thing. You can just do one color and do different shades, and it's gonna blow your mind. It's gonna be so fun, and kids can do this as well. Although, you know, make sure that they don't taste the alcohol. What else can be used if we don't have the air puffer for this project? Well, I was thinking about this. You could use, if you have a cordless airbrush, I think it could work. You just have to make sure that you have enough control of your, oh, sorry, let me take this image off. You just want to make sure that you have enough control of the airbrush and how much air is coming through the nozzle of your airbrush gun. I don't know if I would use my my monster airbrush because it's quite powerful, but I have to try it. It might work. So I would say airbrush for this project. If you have an airbrush, small decorating bottles are not as powerful, I have to say. This thing is quite a oh, it's a gem. For this, it works really well. But again, you could use airbrush. You can try decorating bottle. Maybe, you know what, if you have a decorating bottle and you replace the piping tip, my decorating bottles are with number 2. So if you put on number 1, it should give you stronger pull there. So yeah, those are my 2 suggestions. Yes. Yes, June. Yes, exactly. I didn't see your comment until now. Make sure to have volunteers to block. Oh my God. My pleasure. Substitute flower. Absolutely. I love this, Heather. Substitute flowers for the shamrocks and voila, spring cookies. Exactly. You can do, yeah, you don't even have to have anything on there. You can just write something across the rainbow and your cookie is done. So many possibilities. Thank you, June. I didn't want to say anything, but finally somebody, come on, people. You know how long this took? Oh my God. Oh, this took like, I was ready to turn to YouTube. How do people do this? I nearly killed my, you know, hair follicles because I kind of like, I tied it with my hair. So thank you for noticing. Thank you for being here, everyone. I will see you before St. Patrick's Day on March 11th. That's in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, not 4, 2 weeks. And yes, okay. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Stay safe. I hope those areas hit with a storm are going to recover quickly. And I will see you in 2 weeks. Bye, guys.